Hey guys, welcome to the pod.
The Pea Pod. I'm Ladle.
And I'm Peas.
And I'm Dr. Mattix.
And we've got a full ladle of peas just for you.
So let's get to it. Perfect.
We've been on a
roll with that one.
Yeah, we have been consistently missing the mark every single time.
Yes.
For like the past couple of weeks. We have to redo it 2 and 3 different times.
I need a nickname.
Okay, potato sounds fine to me. Anyway,
Dragon fruit.
Our guest,
Mr. Dragonfruit.
Our guest, Mr. Dragonfruit, today is the wonderful Dr. Mattix, who is the head. What's your official title?
Yes, Associate Professor of Music and Media Arts.
Yes. So he's been with us since we started here at Moody, which has been a huge blessing for us. We both do orchestra, which he is the fearless director of and takes great leadership in that. So we're happy to have him on today.
Thank you. Ever since your first episode, I've wanted to do this. So,
which is so encouraging.
Like dream come true. I'm living the dream.
We've never had somebody be so wanting to be on.
I'll get used to it.
Okay, I can do that.
I will not be the last, I'm sure.
So fun fact about Dr. Mattix is that he is a Moody alum. And so we brought him on today for a Friday episode because we wanted to talk to him a little bit about his experience as a Moody student.
It's also Alumni Day.
It is.
Wow.
So
Alumni Day, but it's the same.
Currently, we're in Founders Week.
Meant to be.
So, and it is Alumni Day on this particular Thursday that we're
It's
recording.
technically a Thursday, yes.
But, yeah. So, what are some of the highlights of your time at Moody?
Right. Well, I really loved meeting my wife here.
Yeah.
So
we were going to touch on that.
That was good. Yeah, you can save that for in a little while. And I loved the friendships I made and loved being an RA. It was great for me.
Yeah. What floor were you the RA of?
Colby 18.
Did you guys have a mascot at that point?
We did. It was the frogs.
Oh,
the
exciting.
Frog. Wow.
So there's actually a legend, a story behind it, that it was based on a prank that someone put like a frog in their RA's room like years before I was there.
Okay.
Whoa.
And, like maybe a dead frog in the
room.
Oh, it wasn't you though. You weren't the RA.
No. Okay. I don't even know if this is real, but that's the
right, yeah.
that was passed down to us.
Wow.
And then the RA went away for like a long weekend or a break or something, and the frog was like, just in bad shape, and it really smelled a lot. So like for my initiation day, they like had this frog costume that I wore and painted my face green and had to carry around kind of like these peas here, but like a big frog, stuffed frog. So anyway, I forget what their current mascot is, but it's I think better than the frog. What is it? Do you remember?
I don't know. I have a hard time keeping track.
Someone will have to call in.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Write in. Yeah. Let us know. Colby 18.
Yeah, put it in the comments in the YouTube and let us know.
See, I'm generating content for you already.
Thank you. He is the face of Little Peas now.
So anyway, I loved being an RA. I loved meeting my wife, girlfriend, of course, at the time. So that was great. And, some of my best friends still are, of course, I met in college and love them. So it was good. It's a good time.
A lot has changed over the years, so we've heard.
Yeah.
Is there any particular change that you've really taken notice to that is very different from your time at Moody?
One big change is we were still expected to tuck in our shirts.
Really?
Yes, to go to class.
Okay.
And did the ladies have to wear skirts then? No.
I'm not that old.
Well, yeah.
No. But yeah, I don't know when that changed, but I was not part of that. So that was the tucking in the shirt thing, I think, is something different.
Was it a considerable discouragement? Like somebody would say, hey, stop you and say, you need to tuck your shirt in right now.
Really?
Kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. They were supposed to. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a nice change, I would say.
Untucked shirts.
But we wore jeans and all that. It wasn't like
right. It wasn't forever ago.
It wasn't the 80s or 90s.
Right.
And they could not. So
Right.
anyway, so that was interesting. I think by the end of my time, you could have it untucked if it was like supposed to be untucked, like a polo that has a
sure,
flat
yeah,
kind of thing. But if it had like the dip kind of
where
ragged
it's meant
edge,
to be tucked in,
or like a shirt like this, big
Yeah.
No go.
So
wow.
anyway, they changed that up. That I don't know. That's probably not the biggest change, but that's something. During my time, they got new furniture in Colby, so it's still there.
Wow.
So it's still the same. Not the lounge stuff is new now.
Yeah, I
so,
was gonna
of course,
say
with the renovation.
Right.
But the stuff in like Colby 1 and things like that.
No,
or
I'm thinking
are you
like in the
thinking-
dorm rooms. The
the wardrobes and
yes,
all of the things.
wardrobe and the desk.
Exciting.
And all that, so. Yeah, so that was a big update right around when I was here, because before it was still left over from the 70s, or it was still kind of 70s colors, you know what I mean? Like
I do.
yellows and greens and peach and all that.
Yeah.
What I associate with like a 70s color. So it had been a while. So that was a nice change. And another thing was Moody owned Jenkins Hall at the time. So lots of people lived there, like married students, and so you could like apply to live there. So.
Wow.
And yeah, so that was sold since I was a student, I guess. So that was a big deal. I think Moody used to like be one of the largest property owners, maybe the largest property owner.
That's what they told us on the
downtown
tour.
Chicago,
But
yeah. So anyway, but we keep selling it apparently.
Yeah.
So
We don't have a
Which is
soccer
a
field
good-
anime
yeah, that's probably, there's reasons for that, I'm sure. But that was a difference. There were lots of people who lived there, so I spent some time there, which was fun. Dryer was still used.
Yeah.
So back in my day, we were packed. Like there was not a spare bed.
Really?
Anywhere. So all
Wow.
of dryer was filled with guys, and they were the one dorm that didn't have tunnel access. So they
Right.
were,
Right.
which is
That was
tough.
like the bottom of the barrel. You didn't want to be in dryer.
Well,
kind of a thing, or?
it was a different type of person, you know. I think all that cold weather kind of got to them over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they definitely had a very specific culture. You could kind of tell that's a dryer
That's a
guy.
dryer guy
You
versus
knew.
that's
Yeah.
a
They
Colby
were
guy.
great. They were probably cooler than us Colby guys, but they definitely had a specific culture,
Yeah.
specific vibe over there.
Mhm.
So
Are there any other professors on campus that were here as students at the same time as you?
Yes, I think. Well, new Professor Wong and I were here at the same time.
Oh,
So
I didn't
I
know
didn't
that.
yeah.
know that.
I recruited him.
Wow.
I'm the guy who told him about the job. Come work here. So
Yeah.
and then Travis was here before me, so we did not overlap. Yeah, I don't think there were really any others that were here at exactly the same time. I'll probably think of somebody
Later
soon,
and go,
but
oh.
yeah. But I think everybody else was either right before me or maybe a little after me. So.
Did you have a particular favorite class that you took during your time?
So the most impactful class I took was Genesis with Mr. Wexler at the time,
Oh.
Dr. Wexler,
Yeah,
of course. So
We've
We
taken
had that
course.
Yeah.
last year.
It's very
Yeah.
good.
yeah, it changed my life. I took all my notes for that class in my Bible, like not
Oh.
in a
Wow.
notebook. So Genesis, at least chapters 1 through 12,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
are like you can barely read the actual
Yeah.
text because of
Wow.
all my notes. I just loved it, and it was a 7:30 class.
Right.
Maybe
Yep.
he still does that.
Yep.
of course.
Indeed,
Mhm.
he does.
But the amazing thing was people came, and I don't think he took attendance. But I mean, if I tried that, people would not come.
You would
But he's
lose
just such
everyone,
a genius, you know.
Mhm.
He's just amazing. We hung
Yeah.
on his every word. He was
All of
brilliant.
the thousands of them, because he's still so. Because I talked to my Uncle Ben about this because
Oh,
he had
yeah.
Genesis. I don't know if he
Mhm.
took it together or not, but he said that they didn't get past like chapter 10,
Yeah.
11, or 12,
Mhm.
and it was the way that he's got so much knowledge
Mhm.
and information that it feels like he almost his window for getting it out is smaller than what he wants to push in. So he's just like trying to shove it all out at the same time, and it's like almost sporadic a little bit, but it's like, I mean, it's all so good, but it's like, I can't even understand the things that you're saying right now because they're pretty fast, but they're also just so dense.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He is
amazing.
He really is.
Person, amazing story. I remember having lunch with him, and he told me his story, his background, and it's really inspiring. So that was definitely my most life-changing, impactful class, I would say, with how I read the Bible and all that foundation. As he would say, that first 12 chapters of Genesis are the most, foundational to understand the rest of the Bible. So I guess you've had the class. So,
understood.
And then also Hebrews, as in the book, not Hebrew, the language, but I took Greek, not Hebrew, but with Dr. Sauer. So he's not here anymore, but that was really impactful as well. So he was known for giving lots of like dating advice, was kind of his thing. So I'm wondering if I should like become the next Dr. Sauer, like give more relationship advice. But I don't feel like anyone's really stepped into that role so much, so I might do that. So he would start each class, no matter what topic the class was, Greek or the book of Hebrews or Bible intro, with like a devotional, and that's what people often really loved, was the Devo time. And he would sometimes take like 20 minutes or like a big part of the class with his Devo. He'd put put it in Greek, no matter if people knew Greek or not, and would like write on it and stuff.
Wow.
And he was an interesting person, and he kept his thick Southern accent, which was kind of his like trademark. Everybody knew him for that, and anyway, he's an amazing person. And I remember when he retired, it must have just been maybe 3 years ago. People gave him the big like Moody applause, from the beloved professors that everybody has, especially Bible professors. I think a lot of love, because we all have them for many classes. Anyway, but they were standing up, and the usual chapel excitement, and he just put up his hands like, enough, like, I'm not interested in your applause. I don't need your applause. Okay, I've had enough.
Do you remember that?
Were you here?
I was there.
I think,
you were here.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Maybe
We
that
were
was
here
your
for
first
that.
year.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long
Because
ago.
he brought his wife up,
Yeah.
and he's like, I couldn't have done any of this without you. And like all the girls started crying because they were like, that's so sweet.
Well,
I
they
can't
probably had
believe-"
gotten relationship advice from.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
He calls her Sweet Sue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
sweet,
you guys-
sweet and sour. Yeah.
I didn't. I thought he might have retired before you guys were here, but
because
quite
I don't remember who was like the MC, so to speak, that day, but they called his wife Sweet Sue, and everybody was like, what?
Yes.
but it was very, I mean,
we didn't know anything about him.
we didn't know who he was or
like,
anything,
okay,
but
sweet.
we were like,
Or
this
sour.
man is very impactful.
See, that's why people listen. That clever wordplay.
Yeah.
People love it. That gets the views,
Yeah.
So with the relationship advice, you met your wife in music theory. Is that correct?
Yes.
As
Yeah,
I
I
recall?
met her in a
Music
music
theory
class. 3.
Was it 3?
3.
Oh.
Wow.
She started a year after I
Mm.
think. So she transferred in. But yes, it was love at first sight for me, which I did not think existed. But I just like, that first time I met her, I just deep down knew. I was like, I think somehow she's the one.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was kind of wild. I never thought that was a real thing, but it just suddenly happened to me. And since this is a video podcast, you won't be surprised. It was not love at first sight for her.
No, it had to have been. I can't imagine anybody. I mean,
well, anyway, it took some. She was a bit hard to get, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
That was your dating advice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be too eager like I was. So I was very enthusiastic and excited to get to know her, and came on a little too strongly, perhaps. And she was like, you're a nice guy, but
I love
I'm not ready to. Yeah. Yeah. Great guy loves the Lord kind of thing.
yeah.
But I'm not ready to settle down.
Yeah.
which is good looking back. So anyway, so we kind of went on some dates for like maybe 5 weeks, just casually, like going for ice cream and stuff. And then she could tell I was getting a little too into it, too serious. She's like, still wanting to be friends. You know how it is. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay. So we both had other relationships in between, and then eventually found our way back to each other. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
She was always in the back of my mind, though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I let her get away, but thank goodness she came back. So that's good. Yeah. I don't think you guys have really met her yet, but she.
Well, I met her when I was out
at my house. Yes. Right. Of course.
Party.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. She's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. She's very sweet and hospitable.
Sorry,
so.
Brennan. Someday.
Someday you two can be just like me.
Yes, she is very hospitable. That's something she loves to do is those people. And
yeah, it was so much fun. So, and your kids are so fun.
Oh,
too.
thank you.
So,
yes, they are great. They're wonderful. I love being a dad. That's probably my favorite thing I do. So they're great. So my advice is to invest a lot in your friendships and choose your friends specifically and not just randomly. I think it's easy to think this time in life will go on forever,
Yeah,
like college is,
absolutely.
The days can be long and homework and the usual complaints we all have in college. And it's easy to just kind of exist sometimes, I think,
Yeah.
Or just like cultivate relationships or not cultivate relationships, but just kind of like have random friends and stuff. So I would try to be very intentional with who you invest your time in or invest your time with, and also sometimes choose to do social and fun things and not just care about grades and that kind of thing so much, because there's no time like college, to be in the dorms, to live in Chicago. Most of our graduates don't stick around Chicago. They don't get to live in a big city again, and
Very
special
true.
time. So it's good to get out, experience the city, invest in a few specific friends, I think would be good advice. And that's my big takeaway. So unless you're in my class, of course, and then you got to do the work. But in
right. Everybody else's class, have fun.
Takes a sacrifice.
Yeah, in those other classes. Go do stuff. Don't worry about the papers. But in my class, you got it.
Your music theory classes were some of my favorite classes throughout my music career so far, for sure.
And that's where you.
This is where we met.
So I guess I'm doing.
You're continuing a tradition. Yeah. For sure.
So
maybe I'm doing it already.
Yeah. You didn't even know.
Yeah.
Just that good. It's natural.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's cool. That's my big claim to fame.
Yeah, I think what you said about really investing in your friendships and things like that you translate that to class really well too. You encourage us to be friends with one another, and especially since it's a smaller class size being the music program. But so thank you for that. And
absolutely.
Thanks for encouraging us to be friends.
It's good to hear. Yeah, those freshman classes are important to develop that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially our group that went all the way through Theory 4.
Yeah.
We are all very tight group.
It's true.
At this point.
That was my first semester too. So for full time.
Yeah.
Good point.
That was a big year.
All in the same boat.
We're all in this together.
I know. So this is like my junior year as well, kind of full time. I had been around part time, but it was a big semester.
Wow.
For all of us. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, anytime. I was trying to think about what could I bring you that was like on theme, like
pea
related,
green pea related, the vegetable.
A peas offering, if you will.
A peas offering.
Or a ladle. A ladle.
Yeah.
We need a
We
plush
don't have
ladle.
a ladle, I don't think they make those.
I looked.
Somebody's got to make it. Maybe that's what you should do. Be a plush ladle maker.
Yeah.
That's our career.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sell out too fast.
Put that degree to use.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Somebody's got to do it.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week. And so
Now's the time.
Oh, it's time. How exciting.
It is. So we will see you next week, and join us for another special guest next week and some more good information. And we'll see you then for another Heaping Healthy Ladle of Peas. We'll see you guys.